Hello, today I'm discussing Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. First off, I want to point out that this is not a kid's book. It is a high school level book, but it is a very good high school level book. But you do need to watch out. So if you are, in fifth grade, this is not your book. You might want to go and try reading The Red Pony if you're interested in reading some Steinbeck. That's much more your level of maturity. So Grapes of Wrath, if you don't know, is a fictional account of a family named the Joads who are leaving. Because of the Great Depression, the bank takes their farm and they have to travel along Route 66 to get to California, where they are told that there are jobs waiting for them. And it's, although John Steinbeck he wrote a fictional novel, it is based on his own experiences following an actual family who did travel to California. It's not a happy book. It's actually quite sad, but it's very true. And what you'll be learning about is how hard it was to make a living in the 30s during the Depression, and how manipulative some of the farm owners could be. It's a great book, but it will, it's a hard to handle book in many ways. There are some characters who aren't always perfect, including a preacher who does admit that he sometimes gave in to his lustful inclinations with some of his parishioners, and although he recognizes that and he's trying to work through it. In fact, if you watch his character, this preacher, Jim Casey, you'll notice his initials are JC, and that's actually intentional. And you're going to notice what's great about the character of Jim Casey is that he is actually a Christ figure. Okay? Giving that away, most English teachers would kind of try to help you find that out. I'm just going to tell it to you. So listen to some of the things he says and the things that he does, and notice how they can tie into certain moments in the Bible, in the Gospels. There is some language, 1930s bad language. So, it's not, you could hear much worse just walking down the street or going to the beach. But if you are offended by that, then you'll want to stay away from it. There's a lot of great symbolism. There's a great chapter about a turtle trying to cross the freeway, and it ends up being this great symbol, and the whole basically a metaphor for the entire novel of them, even down to the turtle trying to get over this rise in the curb is very similar to them trying to get over the Rockies and the Sierra Nevadas. So it's as if you are a Californian, it's an important book to read to just understand how this is a part of your California history, is the Okies, as they were called, coming to California. So Tom Joad is the main character, we see him slowly come to think beyond his own self and to appreciate people other than just his family and himself. And actually, one of the great, you'll see a lot of what are known as dynamic characters. Dynamic characters are characters that change throughout the novel. One of the most annoying characters is Rosa Sharon, who is so dang self-centered that you want to shake her. But watch her develop to the end, and there's a scene at the end that actually, might be uncomfortable for you that involves breast milk. But if you, kind of step back and look at it from a non-sexual perspective, it is a very powerful scene of self-giving. And I don't want to spoil it because, you'll read it. If you read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, John Steinbeck, Grapes of Wrath, good book. Recommend it. Watch out for if watch out for some of those things that might upset you. Quite honestly, it's not anything I would object to my own children reading in high school. I read it as a ninth grader, and had such an effect on me that I didn't. That's not the best part, but best effect. But I ended up actually thinking with an Oklahoma accent and way that I didn't even realize. I started to say the word "ain't" a lot, and I would catch myself, and I realized it was just that's how much the book was getting into my brain. Was I started using some of the dialect that you find in the book. So, but I recommend it. Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck. Enjoy.